The certification tests really ask you to take a broad overview of the platform and understand how the pieces and the capabilities provided on the platform can be used to fit together in order to deliver a solution for a customer.
Certification proves that an engineer not only has that real-world experience, but also has the technical knowledge to be able to be certified and to operate at the level that is required.
What certification offers that experience doesn't is peace of mind. I'm not only talking about self-confidence, but also for our customers. Having us certified working on their projects really gives them peace of mind that they're working with a partner who really knows what they're doing.
Hey guys, I'm Jessica. I go to Rutgers University, New Brunswick, and I'm so excited to teach you guys today. So, we are participating in the 30 days of cloud, and today is day 8 or the end of the second week out of 4, so halfway there. But today we're going to do data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So, what is 30 Days of Cloud? 30 Days of Cloud is a collaborative event that all GDCs from North America and Canada have all decided to collectively host. So every day, like a new college would go and teach about a new topic. And this is very exciting. And you don't have to be an expert, you can always be like a newbie. And yeah. So these are some important links for today's session, and Danny will go over it with you guys.
Well, howdy. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. My name's Daniel Fiorello. For those who do not know me or have had the pleasure to meet me, I'm the community manager here for Google Developer Student Club in the United States. Really excited to be kickstarting today's 30-day of cloud event with you. And what I'm going to be doing here is walking you through a couple of resources and giving you access to a monthly subscription to the Google Cloud Skill Boost website. So first of all, what you're going to want to do is in the chat, grab the link, bit.ly/GDSC 30 days 1. And what you're going to do is take that URL and drop it in your web browser. What you're going to want to do then is click enter, and you will be redirected to a tour of Google Cloud hands-on labs. Now, what I want you to do before hitting start lab is make sure that you are signed in the top right-hand corner. If you're not signed in, go ahead and take a moment and sign in. And then once you're able to gain access to your profile, you will be redirected back to this page. And what I'm going to want y'all to all do is click Start Lab. What we're going to do here is start this lab and let it go for approximately 5 minutes while I show you some amazing resources available to y'all on our Cloud Coach website, as well as where you can find help throughout this event. So hopefully you've already gone ahead and clicked that Start Lab button. Make sure you click that and then click I am not a robot, and make sure to go through that verification process. So while y'all get that started, I'm going to embark on another journey to show you some additional resources, and then we'll come back here to verify our subscription has been formed. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and move on to our 30 Days of Cloud website. This is going to be cloudcoach.dev. Cloudcoach.dev is going to be the place you want to bookmark right now if you haven't already. By bookmarking this link, you're always going to have a centralized source to all of the information that's going to be covered here, whether it be in today's session, previous sessions, or future sessions. What's amazing about this website is it's going to give you an overview of the different labs that we are tackling here. Whether it's your first event here with us today or, your fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, these are the labs that we will be covering over the 30 days. And you can see a breakdown of the specific technologies and individual labs that you'll take to unlock these badges. Now, I do want to just remind y'all, the purpose of this 30-day of cloud event is to help you gain access to badges and skill badges, which will showcase your new skills on a publicly available profile. Right? This is going to be what signifies to others out there, right? Like the recruiters, maybe, job posters, that you have certain skills that they can leverage, and they may even be wanting to have a conversation with you based upon these new skills. So today we're going to be going through 2 of those labs, but what I want you to do here is continue your learning journey at home, right? If you're interested in learning more about infrastructure in Google Cloud, don't wait till next week. The campaign code that you're giving access to right now will allow you to take this quest after this event. So remember, go to the bit.ly link you see on screen, bit.ly/GDSC 30 days one, right? So altogether, bit.ly GDSC 30 days one, and you will have access to our entire catalog for 30 days. Make sure to take advantage of this and make sure to get as many badges as possible. We want to see y'all take advantage of this amazing resource, which is traditionally hidden behind a paywall, especially while we have students to help you in this opportunity of learning. So continuing on here, there is also a couple other things I want to notate. Here is number one, if you have not taken the time to look at our dashboard, highly recommend you navigate over to the dashboard and look at, how your school is shaping up to some of the other schools who are participating in this program. Now, one of the things I do want to point out here is, if you are coming from, let's say, Florida State or, the City University of Seattle, but, you see this 0 and you're like, whoa, Danny, what's going on? It's because you have either not completed any quests or you have not gone through the registration portal. So what I want you to do is help keep each other accountable. If you're here with some friends from your university, check in with them and see how they're doing and they're progressing through these labs. Because ultimately, there is a competition built around this, which can, hopefully benefit y'all. So you want to try to make sure to get as many badges as possible and get as many students to participate in this from your local chapter. And the way to do that is very simple. You're just going to navigate to the register page. You're going to give us a little bit of information about yourself, first name, last name, what school you're from, and then you're going to share your publicly available Quick Labs profile. Now, the reason we're asking for this is because we want to see not just these 4 fundamental quests that y'all will complete, but hopefully see y'all embark on a new journey to unlock additional skills, whether they be on Flutter, Firebase, TensorFlow, machine learning, you name it. The catalog with Google Cloud Skills Boost has it available for you. So we want you to register here so we can see what excites you as a student most about continuing your learning journey. That way we can understand how to best facilitate events like this in the future. So take a moment, register, and share this information with us. We promise we will not spam you. We're only going to ever give you specific information, about our Google Developer Student Club communities. And honestly, I think there will be a future event, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that you would be more than happy to participate in. So definitely fill out this registration piece and make sure that you are completing these quests, y'all, right? Don't just start on a lab and then kind of let it fizzle out. Complete it, get that badge, and really showcase your mastery of some new skills. Now, finally, what I want to show you here is Kumo Space. Kumo Space is a great place to interact with other attendees at the event and to ask questions with, a video and microphone enabled. In these virtual events that we find ourselves in, sometimes it becomes very difficult to get, one-on-one assistance with a particular issue that we're facing. Thus, Kumo Space and Cloud Coach, kind of mirrored together, and we created 3 separate lobbies, which will help you get connected with coaches who are standing by to help you. So once you click join, what you'll see here is 3 lobbies. And as you can see in lobby 1, we do have 2 coaches standing by to answer any and all of your questions. I won't go into these lobbies, but once you click the lobby, it will enter you. And there will be a few different ways you can interact with your environment. You can either click the map in the bottom right-hand corner and kind of click around the space that way, or you can use your arrow keys to navigate. Feel free to click on things that are on screen, whether it be a drink, whether it be, like some candy, things like that. It's an interactive space. And make sure you pay attention to your sphere of circle. Just like in an in-person event, only those who are within close proximity to you will be able to hear you. So make sure you're navigating correctly and make sure you are joining our Kumo Space lounge if you have any questions or need assistance. I promise our coaches are amazing and they're standing by to help you. Now, before I turn it back over, I do just want to briefly encourage y'all here. Everyone who's here today or maybe watching this on a recording, I would love it if all of y'all could get all 4 of these badges. And the reason I bring this back up just one more time is because, these fundamental quests are actually amazing learning opportunities and mirror very closely with certain skill badges on this platform. By completing all 4 of these quests, you will be 4 labs away from having an additional 4 skill badges. So, what I want you to do is number 1, focus in on tonight's event and have fun while learning some amazing new skills here today, but also continue to come back and continue to invest in your own learnings. That way you can make the most of this risk-free opportunity to access, Google Cloud Skills Boost and upgrade your skills to the next level. That being said, I know I've talked a little too long, so the final thing we're going to do here is just make sure to navigate back over to the tour of Quick Labs and stop your lab, right? That 5 minutes should have been passed. And when you click my profile, you'll now see the monthly subscription enabled. And with that, you are off to the races, and hopefully you can unlock your first, if not second, badge through our 30 days of learning. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for talking to everyone. So yeah. So there are a lot of careers you can look for like in cloud, and 30 days of cloud would really help you like kind of hone in skills and like work upon your skills if you're looking for certain careers. If you're looking to be like a data analyst or data engineering or data scientist or anything like related with data or data mining, we believe that the data, machine learning, and AI track would be the most beneficial for you as you would be working on skills like you would probably use in that field. However, like you don't have to be into data. You could also be a cloud like DevOps or a cloud engineer, cloud network engineer, and we have like we have tracks related to those fields such as infrastructure, network and security, and multi and hybrid cloud infrastructure. So like yeah, once again, just like kind of go through these tracks, really like work and sharpen and hone in on these skills. And once you get like these skill badges, it really shows like you know what you're doing, you know like what the career wants, and like you have the skills to succeed in this certain career. So yeah, these are cloud for beginners. These are some recommended tracks like for beginners we can see. And in these tracks we have like certain labs or quests or work to do. And they're all like marked by the bullet points. So don't get too overwhelmed with it. You could just do like a little every day. So yeah. And like, yeah, this would be like the estimated time, like 3 hours or 4 hours or even 6 hours. Those would be the estimated time to complete these tracks and really like gain the skills you would need. So, yeah. So like going back to what Danny said about like getting the skill badges, these are how the skill badges would look, and like they kind of show you like how like it just shows like how you would know the skills and really know like what you're doing and how to work with certain data sets and algorithms. And yeah, we just want to motivate you to keep building skills. Each track has like a different amount of skill badges you can earn. And yeah, just do the one that like you're very passionate about. And yeah, like these skill badges, once again, they just like kind of just show like you know what you're doing. Like Google knows that you know what you're doing. And yeah, you just like do the labs, do the quest, follow the directions. Then you get like these hands-on labs where it's like you would actually kind of code on the side too. But like you have like these checkpoints where it's like you pass through the checkpoints and you get the skills because it shows like you have like some experience in it too besides learning. So I think that's super cool too. And yeah, you can show off all the skill badges you learned, and yeah, that is super cool. Yeah, we are done. So yeah, once again, just choose the track that you're very passionate about. Really sharpen and learn your skills, and yeah, share your badges with pride. So here, we are going to do the today's mission, which is our Hey Student page. So yeah, Danny is gonna take over again.
Yeah, so happy to kind of take over here and walk y'all through Hey Student. So what you're going to want to do here is number one, copy the code you see on screen. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and click enroll, right? So what we're going to do from there is then we're going to enter in that code. But what we should be doing is actually using our 30-day of cloud code that I shared earlier. So have y'all uh, leverage that code or not? If not, what we're going to be doing here is then utilizing Hey Student to make sure you have access to today's labs. So apologies for the confusion there. Let me just go ahead and kind of repeat that. So if you already have the code, if you already have your monthly subscription, you are good to go and you don't need to go through this process. If you do not gain access to that, then this is going to be a quick way for you to get those credits and that monthly subscription. So, if you have that subscription already, you're good. Please don't get confused. Awesome. But we'll go ahead and continue here. Go ahead and click I'm not a robot. And then we'll go through clicking the tractors. We should be able to hit submit now because I believe you are not a robot. Okay. Awesome. So you're going to want to make sure you go ahead and sign in as well. And then you should be able to navigate to your lab and begin your instruction. Now, remember, y'all, if you followed along with me earlier today and you did that 5 minute, a tour of Google Cloud Skill badges, then you don't need to worry about going through this process. We have already activated your monthly subscription, so you can actually just enroll in the lab and get started. For those who are having any sort of trouble gaining access to credits or the campaign, please let us know in the chat and we can go from there. Awesome. So yeah, you should be now ready to rock and roll with your lab. So that being said, I will allow you to take it away.
Okay, so we are going to start with today's lab. So we're going to start with, so based off of last week's session, we were going to start off here because they ended here. So we're going to start off here with data flow, quick start, and templates. So we're going to watch this video.
Jessica, there's no audio, so
Oh,
I think we
sorry.
should skip the video and dive into the lab directly.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was audio. I'm so sorry. Okay. So basically it was just a video talking about what we're going to do. Okay, so we're gonna start the lab now. The lab here. Okay, so it says 30 minutes, and then like these are like kind of the steps we have to do, set up everything, and yeah. Okay, so I'll begin. So what we need to do before you click this. Okay. So we see like our username and everything. First we're gonna click start lab. Okay. Go.
So technically, what we're trying to do is you're going to get access to a live instance of GCP. This is the actual cloud, and it creates this username password that you can log into. So if you're playing around, following us live, make sure to open this on incognito so it doesn't interfere with anything that you already have open with your other Google accounts. So this is why you don't need a credit card. And yeah, so Gitka, you're gonna open up a instance.
Yeah, I will. I'll have to open another tab here. Okay, I'll have to sign in. So we're going to sign in using the username and password they gave here. It says use another account, so that is what we're going to do. And we're going to copy the password, and accept, and create something. Okay, so we made another instance of our thing. And okay. Okay, we're gonna open our console too now. So this is the page. Can I make it have? And this is our lab screen. I'm gonna make this the other half of the page. So here we can work on it side by side. Okay, so we have our platform here running. We're gonna agree and continue. Okay. So now we're gonna go to APIs and service and library and see if it's enabled or not.
Can you make sure you logged into your, not your personal one? Can you hit the profile link, please? No, not there.
Here?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, it should be working then. And
Yeah.
another tip, like it's always better when you're doing quick labs to do, make sure you have like a laptop with an extra screen so you're not cramped for space. That way you can
Yeah.
read the lab on one screen and then continue the lab on the other screen. And again, remember, this is self-paced, and to be honest, this is the hardest thing you're gonna struggle doing is getting access to the lab. And once you get that, then you should be fine.
Okay, so here we're gonna type in cloud data proc. So here we have the cloud data proc API, and we are going to click on it to see the status. So it says it is enabled, so we are good to go. So now we're on the next step, which is now we're going to go back in our console, and then we are going to click navigation menu, then data proc. Should I do that? No.
It's faster to search on the right.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's best way is to search it. There
Okay,
you
so
go.
just
Yeah,
going to search it. We see data proc. I don't know why I didn't see it before.
because
It's
uh,
here.
because usually what happens is you have to pin it beforehand, like depending on what you're
Oh,
doing, and it's easy to find because we have
mhm.
close to 200 plus different products listed here, so it gets confusing. Always use a search
Yeah,
bar, and it's
definitely.
faster.
Yeah, definitely going through it would be a lot. So we just searched it up. Here we're in clusters. So now we're gonna click create cluster. Okay. So we see like in this example, this is our cluster name. and everything. So we are going to match it to that.
Always remember now, if you're an international student tuning in from a different region, the location really matters, and it affects the cost associated with it. So, for example, you dump all the data in one region, and if you want to pull it to another region, there are certain permissions that you need to get. So, this is very important when you set this up, when you actually up and running.
Yeah. Then we have policy 9. And yeah, we are going. Yeah, so we are going to create it now. So it's like creating right now. We're in that status.
So what you're doing is you're creating a whole cluster to manage a lot of data in a given point. So yes, we're going through this lab as a training module, but what ends up happening is, let's say if you end up working with like lots of data that needs to be managed, this is the infrastructure you would put in place. I think the best thing for you to do is, once you finish this lab, you can explore a few other advanced level labs and quick labs once you get that 30 days access, and they have them categorized intermediate or advanced or beginner level. Then you can go explore and even see on Kaggle, for example. They have open source data that you can play with. You can use the tools that you learned to implement it. So there's a lot you can do, and it's really, really interesting if this is a career path that you're looking to do or go into.
Yeah, so it's still provisioning, which means like they're still creating it till like build it. So once it's done, then it'll say like running here, and then we can check our progress.
So, Geetika, what are you studying in school?
I'm studying computer science.
Which year?
I am a junior right now, so third year.
Okay. So, what are you looking to go into while that's getting set up?
I don't know. I just find like CS very like inspiring because it's like you can use tech and like really make an impact and like really improve society and the way society functions. I really like that aspect of CS. So
Okay, so it just
yeah.
the cluster is created, right?
Yeah, it just like changed to running. So now we're going to check our progress. See assessment completed. So like it'll just know whether you did it or not. Okay, so now we're going to do our second part, which is to run a sample Spark job. So here we are going to see jobs on the side. Like it won't be this one.
So what is a Spark job?
Here. Oh. Uh, it's like the different tasks you would give like in the cluster to like organize it in a way. If that
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah. So here we have jobs on this side. I clicked it. Then click submit job. Okay. So these are the values I guess we'll have to add into these fields. Yeah, so I'm gonna just add that quickly. Okay, can I just copy it? Okay, so I just copied that. Then arguments are here and then 1000. Then this is our cluster name example cluster, by the way. Then we gotta add this too.
So Spark Job in simple terms is a way of pulling data into a cluster. And then you can even dictate as to where certain things go into in the cluster. So you can have like people's name going into one location. You can load people's addresses somewhere else, and so on and so forth. And then you can map those things out. So if you're dealing with like terabytes and terabytes of data, now you can use this to kind of structure as to where things going. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what it is. At the end of the day, remember, machine learning is all about looking at data, processing it faster, and then looking at certain probabilities to get into code to make the probabilities based on the model that you end up building, right? So keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I hope we all added the information that we needed, and we don't
Actually,
have
could
any
you go
property.
back up to the top a little bit? See, remember the
Okay.
region really matters, right? See, so remember where you set the region up, and keep that in mind. So usually we always do by default use US Central, even though, for example, I'm based in the East Coast in Canada. So let's say I have clients who are I'm building something for healthcare or building something in Canada, and the client might say, okay, we can't host our data in the US. So you need to keep in mind as to where you can host some of these things because the policies changes based on your location or the customer's location.
Yeah, so I hope we all added the data we needed to here. We don't have any properties or labels to add, so we will click submit. Okay, it's successfully submitted. It's running, we see here. Okay, and then we see our output too.
While it's running, you should read the how the job calculates pi on your left screen at the
Okay.
bottom.
Yeah. So how does the job calculate pi? The Sparks job estimates the value of pi using the Monte Carlo method. Then it'll generate x, y, like coordinate points on a coordinate plane that like models a circle and enclosed by a unit square. The initial input 1000 would determine the number of x, y, or coordinate pairs to generate. The more pairs generated, the greater accuracy of the estimation. The estimation leverages Cloud Dataproc workers nodes to parallelize the computation. And then if you want more information, these are some links you could use. This talks about like how to estimate pi using the Monte Carlo method, and this is about the Sparks Pi Java method in GitHub. Okay. So moving on, we kind of see your job should appear in the jobs list. So I will go back to the jobs list now. Oh wait, no. The jobs list. Okay. It should appear there. So see, ours appeared here too successfully. And now we are going to check our progress. See, it successfully worked. Then now we're going to click on the job ID. And we see like our output coming out here, like how it showed up here. Our output is out here and we see it. And then we can check the line wrapping or scroll all the way and see the calculated value of pi we have. So we have to like scroll all the way and we would see it. Here, right here, is our pi value, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah.
to that many. And then, by the way, so you used what 1,000 samples, correct? Based on the
Yeah,
example.
1000, I think. Yeah, or
So what you
So
just
yeah.
did was like you kind of you just decentralized some of the processing power into a cluster, and then got it sorted out to get the answer that you're looking for. Something that otherwise would have taken us like I don't know how long on a regular setup that we would have with a hard drive with a certain amount of RAM and a processor. So this is why clusters and data proc is very good when you use machine learning to kind of come up with an answer by decentralizing it. So don't just follow the labs when you're doing this. I know it's a 30-minute window, but you can go back and redo it, but try to understand why it's done. So all these labs have a nice breakdown as to why that is. As we mentioned earlier, the why makes a big difference, and that way you understand when you run into a real world problem that you need to solve, you know how to apply it to that. So and then you know which tools to use and how to tie them all nicely together.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So now we have our estimated rough value for pi. So now we're going to move on to the next step, which is updating the cluster. Okay, so we are going to select clusters from the left navigation menu here and return here. Then we're going to click on our example cluster. Okay,
So by the
so it'll
way,
show.
yeah. So by the way, the reason you this is very interesting. The reason so these are already pre-programmed. So if you were to go to GCP, you're not going to find these examples. The reason you already have these is when you click that login, when you click that password and logged into Quick Labs, they already have these examples pre-programmed. So if you check next to Google Cloud Platform, Quick Labs GCP 00, that's the project name associated with it. So always keep that in mind. And if you want to make a copy, if you want to keep it a reference, you can go back to this at any time and follow through it. And that's how I ended up learning a lot of this on my own too.
Okay, so we're gonna click on example cluster. So we see like all these data is coming up, like our monitoring jobs. Now we're gonna click configuration to show our current status of our cluster. Then now we're going to edit it. Then for worker nodes, we're going to put 4 instead of 2, so we're going to double it, and we're going to save that. Then we're also going to work on the labels. Should have edited again. Oops. Okay, so we're also going to work on the labels. So once this updates successfully, I'm going to edit it again. Yeah, I don't think I need to edit it again. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're good.
So let's see what the
But
status
it
of
just
updating is.
Yeah, it's like taking a while.
So I'll give you another tip. You see that little icon that popped up at the top of it for PD standards with our local SSD. We strongly
Yeah.
recommend provisioning 1 terabyte or larger. It and then GCP is so advanced now. It kind of gives you little tips and tricks here and there to keep in mind. Um, um, and there's another good resource. If you hit that question mark next to the bell icon, you have other tutorials. So let's say you go through this and then you start other tutorials, not on Quick Labs itself. You create your own personal cloud instance. You can follow some of those tutorials too, and it has a nice flow of certain things as how to do it. But this is GCP enabled. This has nothing to do with Quick Labs. I think Geetika, your status is done running.
Yeah, it just finished. Okay, so now we know that our cluster was updated from two worker nodes to 4. And now we are going to check the number of VM instances in our cluster. So we're going to click this tab here. So we see we have 4 worker nodes now instead of 2. And then we have like 1 master node. And now we are going to check our progress. It is successfully completed. So now we're going to rerun our job, but like instead of having 2, now we're going to have 4 worker nodes. And so now we're going to click jobs.
So Sarah
Okay.
just made a comment. It's really cool, the processing power and ease of use of GCP. And yeah, it's just interesting. So what you just did was you broke one main node into 4, and now you can kind of you have 4 other nodes helping you process things faster and do the work you need to do. It's a nice way of distributing it. So
It is. Yeah. So we are going to create another job. So it's going to be the same job from like the one we made like 10 minutes ago, but like now we're going to see the difference between the nodes and like how fast it'll compute. So we're going to refill these I guess text boxes. And yeah. In our jar file. Spark examples. Oh god. Probably should make it smaller so you can see it. Okay.
I know we're live, but happy to take questions, anything you want to clarify. And those who are listening in, let's say you get stuck. This is YouTube live. You just can go back, scroll back the pointer and go back to a minute or two, or even from the beginning. Or if you're watching this later, you can always skip forward and go through this. One other tip I can give you all is yes, when you're going through this lab, you have this tendency to copy and paste, but try to think why you're doing this. And then sometimes it's easier to type things out. So you might even notice that it's interesting little syntax is that so when you enter the domain, it says file, 3 slashes, not forward slash forward slash, 3 forward slashes. And you start seeing a little bit of the lingo. The more you do it, you'll get used to it. So my advice is always type it in. Even if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. If you run out of time, that's not a big deal either. You just go back and do it again because you have a 30 days of subscription.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just always keep learning. So yeah, I hope everyone had the time to fill this out, and now we are going to click submit. So what we're doing is we're running the same job, but now we're gonna like see the difference because we have twice the amount of worker nodes. Okay, it says failed. Okay, not type it right. Don't. Oh, I made a dash here instead of a period. Okay, so I see where my error was. I have to remake the job. Oops. Okay, so yeah, once again, like going back, syntax is very important. Okay.
So we got a question. Drone Zone asks, "Will the subscription end after 30 days? The the final season is commencing soon. So I was hoping to pause the subscription and resume a bit later." Don't worry. Check cloudcoach.dev. We'll have up to date code for you available. If you didn't listen to how this presentation Danny did, he walks you through how to activate this code that's showing up on the screen right now. This is a unique code just for you all to access everything on Quick Labs. Because we are focusing on 4 modules right now to get you the foundational elements. But now, once you get that, you can go explore anything you want with this code. Just go back to how Danny explained to activate it. It's very simple. And if this code expires, we'll have another one available on cloudcoach.dev. And you just follow the same procedure and you'll get another 30 days. Back to you, Geethika.
Okay, yes, I'm just resubmitting the job because the first time I had a little syntax error here. Instead of the period, I had a dash. So I'm just gonna make sure everything's correct.
Because now you're gonna remember never to make that mistake again. But if you copy and paste
Yeah.
it, you're not gonna pay attention to, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So yeah, I think it is the same. So I'm gonna resubmit this. So this is the new job, and yeah, we will see how it is outputting. See, we don't have any syntax errors, so it works.
One other tip I can give you is now think about this, right? So you don't need a IDE. Like if you're not a traditional developer, if you're new to this, if you just want to learn the back end, everything is browser based. So one tip I can always give you is if you're running this, running it in incognito is always better, because when you click a new tab and when you switch it to another, let's say console, Chrome automatically defaults into whatever you have as your personal account, and it might give you an error. And then the other thing is shut all the other browsers available running at the time. Chrome does take a little bit of resources from you, and since it's running on the browser, you can use this on a Mac, a PC, or Chromebook, or anything like that. And you should also, if you have a GCP instance running, you should also download the application, and you'll get all the updates if there are errors, if there's anything broken down, or if a server is not working, it'll ping you. So it is kind of a new way of learning because I skipped a lot of backend infrastructure and jumped straight into GCP, and I get the concepts behind it. It's not too complicated. It's just you just need to invest some time, and it's always better to do it with a group or a buddy. So we're still running.
Okay. No, it just finished. I think yeah, that's why it's taking a little longer. I have like a lot of tabs like just minimized at the bottom. So yeah, I don't have a lot of tabs open. But this is our pi estimation the second time we ran it, which is a little further off than the first time, I'm gonna say. Because the first time I got 3.1416. This
So
is
what?
3.1418, so it's a little off.
So what we ended
Yeah.
up doing was we used 3 more nodes to process this. Correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm guessing I don't know whether we have a timer around it to see how long it took, but if you look at the logs, and that's the beauty about this too, so you can check the logs sometimes, and it shows
Yeah.
like that this process took X number of seconds or X number of milliseconds, and then you can compare your code. If you're a Python developer, this is super handy because Python takes a lot of memory, and it shows how much resources it consumed.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
we
we
got
can
more
see
time.
like the second and everything. We
Yeah,
can
there
see
you go.
like the milliseconds. Yeah. Okay. So we see our output successfully worked. So here we're going to test our understanding now. So what type of job did we do? So if you remember, we changed it. It was originally in Hadoop, but we had to change it to Spark. So yes, Spark is our answer. And then DataProc helps users process, transform, and understand the vast quantities of data. We say that is true. And it is. So yay, congratulations. We did our first lab together and it was fun.
So I
So
was
now
I was thinking about I don't know that we have time to. Well, how long is the next one? Is it 30 minutes?
I think it's 1 hour.
Okay, so we're obviously not going to get through all of it. We're going to show you a few things.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about a good use case, right? So,
Yeah.
so let's say if you're playing multiplayer game with thousands and thousands and thousands of players at any given time, a system like this would, I mean, obviously you're not going to use a lot of machine learning for that. Let's say you have to calculate something and distribute it across based on and a very quick way for all the players, right? So, and you can't have any lags. So you would, and I'm just throwing this out there. I haven't done this yet, but this would be a good example or a system to use. So the system will automatically kick off many other instances, nodes, depending on how many players are playing. It'll quickly calculate maybe zero point 0.3 milliseconds that you have, or was it 300 milliseconds? Maybe that's too slow, right? Maybe it needs to be done faster than that. So based on the requirements you have, it might be able to do it. Yeah, and so that's like 0.3 seconds. It's funny, it kind of rhymes to actually not really pi, but it's 3.41 instead of 3.15 milliseconds. So,
Yeah.
do you want to jump on?
So
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, we can continue and go on to the next lab. I don't think we have the whole time
Okay.
to finish it, but
Yeah.
and another good thing about Hello Students that we like is the videos kind of elaborate what you need to do. So yeah, when you have time, just go through it. Spend some time to think about what you're going to be doing. Read the lab before you hit start, so that will give you some context as well. And then take your time. 30 days is decent amount of time. You probably have your midterm breaks. Just try to understand the concepts behind this before you jump into it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
definitely,
think the videos are
definitely.
going to play because the audio is not enabled. So we can skip the
Uh,
video.
okay. Yeah, this video just kind of talks about like what the next lab we're going to do and like what we need to do.
So my advice to students is like if this is your first
so,
time, like command line, if you're comfortable with command line, is always better. If not, just use the GUI, like what we did first, right? So
mhm.
and then see how you like it. See what you first of all you understand it, but then you can get into the command line. If you have experience working on an IDE, if you already know how to install packages and you understand a little bit of Linux, yeah, it makes sense. If not, just stick to the GUI. Understand the concepts really well because it's visual. You can see things moving around, and then you can switch to a command line. Command line is much faster, but if you got to know what you're doing exactly, right? So
Yeah. So this is our second lab. It is DataProc Quick Start and Command Line. It is 30 minutes.
so
Should
I think
I?
yeah, you should show them how to access the lab, and then yeah, we're gonna go through the same method, and then we're gonna go back to it. Now here's a trick. Go back to
Mhm.
the other tab you have, Kitika.
This one?
Yeah, can you refresh it? So okay, hit next. See, now you got kicked out, right? Remember, you only had
Oh
30,
yeah.
30 minutes to access it and play with it. So let's
Yeah.
say you couldn't finish it, not a big deal. Go back to the lab, hit start, and you'll get some new credentials, use it, and finish it out where you left off. But you would have to go through the steps again. But when you create a new lab, remember, you got to redo this again. You got to open a new tab, incognito and put the login information, which you're gonna do now, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I'll start the old lab again.
No, start the new one, the one you
Oh,
already
okay.
have there.
There. Okay. Yeah. So this is a new lab, so I'll start it. I'm not a robot. Okay.
Any questions?
So we're gonna use our subscription for our 1 month one. Okay, it's loading. But like on the side here, it should like pop up like your email. Yeah, right here, your username and password and project ID. So we will just open this and then post it. Then extra step. Then use another account. Then just copy this, paste.
And I also think
Then
about this for a second. Like this whole Quick Labs instance is automated. It creates an automatic username, password, project name, and so those are all created on GCP to help you go through it using GCP's technology. So it's kind of funny.
it is. Okay, so like yeah, once we started it, the timer started too, by the way. Okay, so what we need to do. So we started this. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to, you can see like all the products and services we're getting. There's a lot of them, but yeah. Okay, so we are going to activate our Cloud Shell, which they say is this here. So this little like terminal type of thing will pop up here. Okay, got it. Takes a few minutes. And the project is set to your project ID, which is like stated up here. Okay, so now we are going to copy and paste this command, which will just tell you like the account name. See our account name here, and it should be like the same one up there with your username and password. Okay, then like yeah, this is the output that came out, active and show account. Then if you want to see the project ID, we copy this command, paste here. See project says here. See your project ID would be up there. And it says it there too. Okay. So now we are going to check our project permission. So we're going to go here, then click I am in admin. Then we are going to click I am here. Okay. And we will see our like permissions and everything. So we will see. We should confirm that like our project number, which is stated up here. And then it should be the same, and then have like compute developer / G service, which we have here. So we see that this is correct. Okay. So yeah. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna go down now. Okay. If it doesn't have like this, then we're gonna follow these steps. But we do, so we are going to go over it now.
And those are permissions, correct? Giving the right permissions to the right instances and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So the reason you had to do this sometimes is like these are randomly generated login information, and then you can follow the same procedure when you are actually working on a project with multiple people, right? So it's no different than that. even applications. Sometimes you get one application, one micro service to talk to the other. So
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we're going to add a new principal up here. Then it's going to be our number. Which I'll have to like go here and get it. I9, and then we're gonna copy this syntax here, like dash compute at developer dot gservers.com. Then the role will be editor.
I'm not gonna lie, I would copy that part.
Yeah, I probably should have.
Yeah, I would copy like usernames kind of thing because you always make an error if you were to do that.
Yeah, probably did.
Okay, so Geetika, we are almost at an hour. This
Yeah.
is the same. We're doing the same thing with
Yeah.
on command line, and anybody who's tuning in. Anybody who's tuning in, they can watch the GUI, which I prefer using it at least a few times before using the command line. And the command line comes handy if you are developing on an IDE and if you want to use the API to communicate and push the code directly to GCP. It comes really handy because the same commands can be implemented. That being said, we're going to wrap this up.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it up to you, the audience, to complete this. I would like to highlight. Do you want to switch back to our website very quickly?
The GDSC?
Nope, cloudcoach.dev.
Okay, yeah. Go back. Oh, I think it's just the person.
Well, we are on the live stream right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to the dashboard, I want to highlight the dashboard very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't registered, make sure to register. And then, so by the way, students end up building this. This is not something done by Google. This is student built, this whole website. And then on a daily basis, they make sure that the badge earners are displayed, and then they are categorized based on the school they're coming from. So if you were to toggle, if you would hit students, the number of students on the table there. No, just toggle it.
Here. Yeah.
So Sheridan College is leading the charge so far. We see University of Ottawa is catching up to them. And there are a few individuals we want to kind of highlight. There's a student from University of Cincinnati who already earned 7 badges, and there's a student from Lambda College, Sanya, who already has 11 badges. So we are obviously going to give you some goodies for the clubs who are doing this and encouraging their students to complete at least one lab. And we are also paying attention to who, as individual students, who are going to be earning labs. So one reward is you get a one-on-one with me and Danny. If you're not a GDSC lead, we can talk about anything. You can talk about looking at Google. You can talk about where your career path is, and maybe we can make other introductions if you are interested in cloud. And if your chapter is leading and accumulating students, we have some budget allocated for them. So encourage your students from your clubs to go complete and earn badges. So the club ends up getting some swag that you can redistribute whichever way you see fit. And if you're an individual as a student, you want to complete as many labs, go ahead, do that as well. So that'll benefit you as an individual. And then we'll give you some one-on-one time to have conversations with us. and you never know where it goes. And that being said, if you are a lead, if you're an individual who wants to do this on your own, don't hesitate to, and you want a code to go play around with Quick Labs, click this link. Go to the beginning of this presentation where Danny shows you how to access this, use this link, and
Right here,
get
this
access to 30 days of the subscription, or you can use Hey Students like Geetika is showing right now, and just enjoy. And if you're registered, then you will be listed as a student on the competition. So there's so many things you can do with this platform, so many things you can do with this campaign. That's all I have from my side. Geetika, do you want to wrap things up then?
Yes, then thank you for everyone who tuned in today. It was really great to, I guess, have you guys come and listen to me talk and teach you guys. I really hope this helped you guys, and yeah, keep learning, and yeah, I don't know where to end it. So yeah.
The certification tests really ask you to take a broad overview of the platform and understand how the pieces and the capabilities provided on the platform can be used to fit together in order to deliver a solution for a customer.
Certification proves that an engineer not only has that real-world experience, but also has the technical knowledge to be able to be certified and to operate at the level that is required.
What certification offers that experience doesn't is peace of mind. I'm not only talking about self-confidence, but also for our customers. Having us certified working on their projects really gives them peace of mind that they're working with a partner who really knows what they're doing.
Hi, welcome to the Google Cloud Computing Foundations course. My name's Jimmy. This course aims to provide individuals with little to no background or experience in cloud computing a detailed overview of concepts covering cloud basics, big data, and machine learning, and where and how the Google Cloud Platform fits in. The course will start with an overview of cloud computing and then dive deeper into two areas: cloud computing infrastructure and big data and machine learning. By the end of the course, you'll be able to articulate concepts around cloud computing, big data, and machine learning, and demonstrate some hands-on skills. The Google Cloud Computing Foundations course consists of 10 modules and is followed by a capstone project. You'll start the course by answering the question, so what's the cloud anyway? And consider why the cloud is a technological and business game changer. The second module describes the different ways a user can interact with the Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, as it will be more commonly referred to. Module 3 looks at leveraging GCP resources and serverless managed services to build applications, followed by a module that will show you how you can take advantage of managed storage and databases for cloud applications. In Module 5, you'll learn about REST APIs, the services that are available to help you manage your APIs, and how Cloud PubSub works. Module 6 looks at how security in the cloud is administered in GCP, and help you find an answer to one of the most commonly asked questions about Google Cloud, whether it can be secured or not. Module 7 explores how networking in GCP works, and what you need to consider before setting up those networks. Module 8 looks at the role GCP can play in automating the creation and management of your GCP resources, as well as ensuring your infrastructure and applications are running optimally and reporting any problems that may occur. In Module 9, you'll look at some of the managed services that Google offers to process your big data. And you'll end with a module that explores the world of machine learning and the role of machine learning in putting your data to work. Let's look at the learning objectives for each of the 10 modules in more detail.